Steven Spielberg grew up in a Jewish family in Cincinnati, Ohio. His father was an electrical engineer and his mother was a concert pianist. Spielberg was exposed to filmmaking at a young age when he started making 8mm home movies. He was particularly influenced by his father's stories of his time in World War II, which later inspired some of his films. As a child, Spielberg faced bullying and isolation, which led him to find solace in movies. He often visited theaters and was captivated by the stories on the big screen. His early work was recognized when he was a teenager, and one of his films, Firelight, was shown at a local cinema. This early success helped him decide to pursue a career in filmmaking. Spielberg's passion for storytelling and his ability to connect with audiences through his films were shaped by these early experiences and the support of his family. Steven Spielberg is a film producer known for creating some of the most popular movies ever. He started making films as a young boy and grew up to be one of the most successful filmmakers in history. His movies often tell exciting stories about adventure and discovery. Have you ever watched a movie by Steven Spielberg that left you thinking about it for days? Maybe it was a scene that felt so real, it was as if you were there. Or perhaps you remember going to the movie theater with your family or friends to see one of his films and how much fun you had. We'd love to hear about your favorite moments or memories related to Steven Spielberg's movies. Please share your stories in the comments. And stay tuned, because we have many surprising, funny, and even sad facts about Steven Spielberg to share with you. Keep watching to find out more. Steven Spielberg found his love for filmmaking as a young boy when he got his hands on his father's camera. He was fascinated by the ability to tell stories through film. This passion grew when he created a short film for a Boy Scout merit badge. The film was about a train wreck made using his toy trains. The positive reaction he received from friends and family encouraged him to continue making films. As a teenager, he made several amateur films and eventually had one of his films screened at a local cinema, which solidified his dream to become a director. Spielberg's early experiences with the camera and the joy of storytelling laid the foundation for his future career. Steven Spielberg, a film producer and director, changed the movie industry with his work. He made many popular movies that lots of people went to see. His movies often had new and exciting stories or ways of making the movie. This made other people in Hollywood want to make movies like his. He also helped start using special effects that made movies look very real. Spielberg's movies made a lot of money and won awards, which showed he was good at his job. His work made him a big name in Hollywood and influenced how movies are made today. He also helped other new filmmakers get started in the industry. Spielberg's movies are known all over the world and have been for many years. People still watch and talk about his movies, showing how important they are. Steven Spielberg faced many challenges when he started his career. He had trouble getting enough money to make films, and people in the movie business did not believe he would succeed. Despite these problems, Spielberg did not give up. He used his imagination to think of new ways to tell stories through film. He also found people who believed in his ideas and helped him. His hard work and never give up attitude helped him become one of the most famous filmmakers in the world. He showed that with determination and creativity, you can achieve great things even when it seems very hard. In the world of filmmaking, Steven Spielberg and his team have often pushed the boundaries of what's possible on screen. For one film, cinematographer Janusz Kaminski chose to use a narrower shutter angle on the camera, which let less light in. This made the images extra sharp. They also processed the film longer to get a faded look, which Spielberg praised highly. During the making of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Spielberg found himself adding bits of humor to lighten the darker scenes. This was partly because he and George Lucas, who were both dealing with personal breakups, had set out to make a film with a serious tone. One memorable moment is when a hammer thrown in a fight scene comically knocks out a bystander. For Jurassic Park, Spielberg wanted to make the dinosaurs as real as possible. So, when a brachiosaur was shown, they built a huge model head that could move and interact with the actors. Spielberg even decided the dinosaur should have a green runny nose to show it had a cold. The sounds for the dinosaur were made from a mix of unusual sources like a whale and a fire hose to bring the creature to life on screen. Steven Spielberg's career had several key moments that shaped his path. His film Jaws, released in 1975, was a major success and is considered one of the greatest films ever made. It established him as a talented director. Another significant work was Schindler's List in 1993, which won 7 Academy Awards including Best Picture and Best Director. This film was praised for its storytelling and emotional depth. Spielberg's peers and critics agree that his ability to tell stories has changed filmmaking. His collaborators often speak about his skill in bringing out the best in actors and his vision in creating memorable scenes. These films and others like E.T., The Extraterrestrial, and Jurassic Park have left a lasting impression on audiences and the film industry. Steven Spielberg took a unique approach to filming the Omaha beach battle, choosing to shoot the scenes in order over 4 weeks. He moved the action up the beach, capturing each shot day by day without using storyboards. In a small role, Spielberg appeared as a party guest in the movie Something Evil, where he is seen talking to Carl Gottlieb during the first party scene. His presence is subtle but notable. Additionally, Percy Rodriguez, known for his voiceover in the Jaws trailer, lent his voice to the trailer of the 1980 special edition, adding a familiar touch to another Spielberg film. Steven Spielberg is known for his storytelling and filmmaking. He often chooses stories that have a strong emotional core, which allows viewers to connect deeply with the characters and the journey they go through. His approach often involves using innovative technology to bring stories to life in a way that feels real and immediate. Personal experiences play a big role in his work. For example, his childhood experiences and relationship with his parents influenced movies like E.T., The Extraterrestrial, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. His Jewish heritage has also shaped films like Schindler's List, where he explores themes of humanity and survival. Spielberg's work often reflects a sense of wonder and hope even when dealing with serious topics. This unique blend of personal storytelling and technical skill makes his films stand out and connect with audiences of all ages. Steven Spielberg is a film director and producer known for his work in the movie industry. His career began in the late 1960s, and he quickly became known for his ability to tell engaging stories on screen. Some of his early work includes directing the TV movie Duel and the theatrical release The Sugarland Express. However, it was the release of Jaws in 1975 that made him a household name. This film was a major success and is considered one of the first summer blockbusters. Following Jaws, Spielberg directed a series of successful films, including Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and E.T., The Extraterrestrial. These films not only enjoyed commercial success, but also received critical acclaim. Spielberg's ability to create compelling narratives and his technical skill made him one of the most influential figures in modern cinema. In the 1990s, Spielberg continued to direct and produce films that were both commercially successful and critically acclaimed. Jurassic Park broke box office records, while Schindler's List earned him his first Academy Award for Best Director. He also founded the studio DreamWorks SKG, further cementing his role as a leading figure in the film industry. Throughout his career, Spielberg has been recognized with numerous awards. He has received 3 Academy Awards, including 2 for Best Director, and has been nominated for many more. His films have also earned numerous awards and nominations, reflecting his impact on the film industry and his ability to connect with audiences around the world. Spielberg's work continues to influence filmmakers and entertain audiences, making him one of the most successful producers in Hollywood history. Steven Spielberg has been a powerful force in the film industry for decades. His work as a director and producer has shaped how stories are told on the big screen. He has a talent for creating films that appeal to a wide audience, making complex ideas easy to understand. His movies often combine exciting stories with deeper messages about life and humanity. Spielberg's influence can be seen in the way other filmmakers approach their work. He has a knack for using special effects to make the impossible seem real, which has pushed the industry to new heights. Many directors now use similar techniques in their films. Spielberg's storytelling style, which often focuses on ordinary people in extraordinary situations, has also become a popular way to tell stories. Experts in the film industry and those who have worked with Spielberg often speak highly of his ability to lead and inspire. They note his skill in bringing out the best in actors and his eye for detail in production. His films have not only entertained millions, but also inspired new generations of filmmakers. They look up to him as a guide and strive to reach the level of success he has achieved in his career. Spielberg continues to be a major influence in the industry, pushing the boundaries of what can be done in film. Steven Spielberg's casting choices often reveal his adaptability. When Sean Connery couldn't take the role of Hap, Spielberg showed flexibility by reimagining the character as a woman and choosing Audrey Hepburn for the part. Richard Dreyfuss, impressed by Spielberg's vision on the set of Jaws, actively sought the lead role in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, showing his eagerness to work with Spielberg again. Spielberg himself holds Close Encounters and E.T., the extraterrestrial, close to his heart, expressing a desire for these films to be part of his lasting legacy. Steven Spielberg, beyond his film career, is a person who cares deeply about education and helping others. He co-founded the Starlight Children's Foundation, which helps sick children and their families. He also started the Righteous Persons Foundation using his profits from Schindler's List, which supports Jewish culture and community. Spielberg is passionate about remembering and educating about the Holocaust, leading to his creation of the USC Show Foundation after making Schindler's List. This organization works to preserve interviews with survivors and witnesses of the Holocaust and other genocides. His personal experiences and values clearly influence his work, as seen in his films that often deal with themes of humanity and justice. Spielberg's dedication to storytelling is matched by his commitment to philanthropy, showing his belief in the power of education and memory to make a positive change in the world. In The Lost World Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg made a cameo as a man eating popcorn. He originally planned to use the San Diego scene in a later film, but changed his mind, deciding to add it to the second movie. During the casting for Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, Gudrun Landgreb was considered for the role of Elsa, but was not chosen because Spielberg felt she looked too similar to Amy Irving, from whom he was separating. In The Color Purple, the powerful dinner table speech by Sophia was not scripted. Spielberg asked Oprah Winfrey to improvise the speech, capturing Sophia's feelings upon seeing Sully at the store. This spontaneous moment added depth to the scene. Steven Spielberg has shaped the film industry with his storytelling and innovation. His work has inspired many to pursue filmmaking. He encourages new filmmakers to be true to their vision and to tell stories that move them. He believes in learning through doing and advises to keep creating, no matter the obstacles. As for his future, Spielberg aims to explore new storytelling methods and support emerging talent. His guidance is to stay curious, be persistent, and always keep learning. Steven Spielberg, known for his creative vision, took on a small acting role in the film Jaws, appearing as a worker at Amity Point Life Station. His choice for the role of Ellen Brody was Lorraine Gary, who he selected for her natural acting in the Marcus Nelson Murders. Spielberg's work on Close Encounters of the Third Kind was influenced by his earlier film, Firelight, made during his youth. He shared notes from that time with Douglas Trumbull and Vilmos Zsigmond to guide their work on Close Encounters. In a nod to his own films, Spielberg included a reference in Close Encounters where Roy, played by Richard Dreyfuss, mentions the Aurora Borealis, something he had read about in National Geographic. This mirrors a moment in Jaws where Dreyfuss' character is teased about wanting to be in National Geographic. These connections show Spielberg's attention to detail and continuity in his filmmaking. Steven Spielberg has been a guiding light in the film industry, shaping it with his unique vision and dedication to storytelling. His journey is a testament to the power of creativity and the importance of sticking to one's dreams. From the thrilling adventures in Jaws to the heartfelt moments in E.T., the extraterrestrial, his films have touched the hearts of many and sparked the imaginations of generations. His work shows us that with a creative mind and persistent effort, anyone can leave a lasting impression on the world. Spielberg's story encourages us all to believe in the magic of our ideas and the strength of our will to bring them to life. Steven Spielberg faced tough times during the making of Jaws, worried about his future in filmmaking. He even had a pillow with celery under it for comfort. Later, he enjoyed a break after the success of Jurassic Park and Schindler's List, returning with The Lost World Jurassic Park. Spielberg also owns a piece of movie history, an original Rosebud sled from Citizen Kane. Steven Spielberg, known for his creativity and skill in directing, made a cameo as a worker in Jaws and added more lines to a scene to save time during a delay. Later, in The Color Purple, he chose not to show a lesbian relationship fully, fearing audience reaction, a choice he now sees as a mistake. Spielberg also appeared briefly in The Lost World Jurassic Park and took on directing it himself, later passing the baton to Joe Johnston for the third installment. These moments highlight his hands-on approach and willingness to learn from his experiences. Steven Spielberg stood firm on artistic integrity when his film faced censorship in the Philippines. His stance led to the intervention of President Fidel Ramos, ensuring the film was shown in full. However, without such support in Malaysia, the film was not screened. Spielberg also made a cameo as a popcorn-eating man in the Lost World Jurassic Park, which led to a unique animated tribute by Industrial Light and Magic featuring dancing dinosaurs. His dedication to realism was acknowledged by D-Day veterans and actor James Doohan, who appreciated the accurate portrayal of the war's harsh realities. Steven Spielberg, known for his keen eye for detail, felt a particular project lacked the excitement he aimed for. In one of his films, viewers can find subtle nods to the movie Gremlins, which Spielberg worked on as an executive producer. These hidden gems include a joke about creatures that grow when wet, and a toy set from the Gremlins movie in a character's row. Spielberg, impressed by the band Supergrass, suggested a TV show collaboration, but the band decided to focus on their music career instead. They chose to concentrate on creating their album in it for the money rather than venture into television. Steven Spielberg, known for his work on the film Jaws, had a memorable encounter with actor Richard Dreyfuss. Dreyfuss recalls meeting a young man with a distinctive leather hat identified as Spielberg, who even then had a sense of great potential. Spielberg's own dog Elmer was part of his film journey, appearing in Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Sid Sheinberg, a key figure in Spielberg's career, introduced him to the novel Schindler's Ark in 1982, securing the rights for Spielberg, who would later direct the critically acclaimed film Schindler's List. The film's success coincided with Sheinberg's departure from McConnell, marking a significant moment in both their careers. Steven Spielberg's creativity often shines through in unexpected ways. For the film Jurassic Park, he coined the tagline "An adventure 65 million years in the making," humorously hinting at the time it took for the mosquito preserved in amber to be found and bring dinosaurs back to life on screen. His dedication to his craft is evident in the preparation he undertakes. Before filming Schindler's List, Spielberg viewed the movie God Afton, Herr Wallenberg 6 times, drawing inspiration for his own work. In A Twist of Fate, Fred Sorensen, who had a brief role as Jock, the pilot in Raiders of the Lost Ark, became a real-life hero when he piloted the crew to safety during a hurricane on Kauai during the production of Jurassic Park. These instances reflect Spielberg's deep connection to his films and the people he works with. Steven Spielberg's journey in filmmaking has seen its share of highs and lows. For instance, the initial reaction to a film he produced was full of excitement from the crew and Warner Brothers executives. They had high hopes for its success, similar to the hit movie Gremlins. Despite this, the film did not do well financially, even though it was released during a major holiday weekend. In his acting cameo in Jaws, Spielberg faced challenges with the mechanical shark, which led to some humorous behind-the-scenes moments. He even gave the shark a funny nickname out of frustration with its constant malfunctions. Spielberg once explored the idea of a sequel to E.T. during the summer of 1982, drafting a script that would take audiences to E.T.'s home planet. However, he decided against it, feeling that a sequel might take away from the original film's special quality. This shows his commitment to preserving the integrity of his storytelling. Steven Spielberg, known for his creativity and skill in filmmaking, once made a cameo as a man in an electric wheelchair in the movie Gremlins. His collaboration with screenwriter Chris Columbus began with the script for this film and the Goonies. However, it was the success of Home Alone that really launched Columbus's career. Spielberg's dedication to storytelling is evident in his work on the anthology film Twilight Zone, the movie. Despite a tragic accident during filming that resulted in the loss of lives, Spielberg decided to continue with the project. He directed the segment Kick the Can, focusing on the theme of youth and age. In another of his films, Spielberg's commitment to realism is clear. He paid great attention to the smallest details to make the characters' lives feel real, such as the varied clothes hangers in a character's closet, reflecting the financial constraints of average families. Spielberg's approach to filmmaking shows his deep involvement in every aspect of the production, ensuring that the story comes to life for the audience. Steven Spielberg faced a tight deadline for the release of his film due to financial pressures at Columbia Pictures, which led to a rush production and later an additional investment for enhancements that Spielberg eventually deemed unnecessary. In a humorous turn during the making of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Spielberg was caught off guard by a practical joke involving a misdelivered line, which he initially took seriously but then joined in the laughter. Connecting past and present, the phrase, "Hey, you guys." In the movie, The Goonies echoes a line from the Electric Company, linking Spielberg to actress Rita Moreno, who worked with him decades after her performance in the original West Side Story. These moments reflect Spielberg's experiences in the film industry, from the pressures of production to the lighter side of filmmaking and the connections that span across his career. Steven Spielberg once thought about making a film on people who believe in UFOs. He went on to direct 2 movies featuring 4 past presidents of the United States. British actors played the presidents Nigel Hawthorne and Anthony Hopkins in Amistad, and Daniel Day-Lewis and Jared Harris in Lincoln. Joe Pantoliano joined Spielberg in Empire of the Sun, working together 2 years after their first collaboration. Steven Spielberg, known for his role in the movie Jaws, faced a challenge early in his career. Despite the film's success, many credited Verna Fields, the editor, for its impact. Spielberg, eager to show his own skill, did not collaborate with Fields after Jaws. He went on to direct 3 more films before Fields passed away. Spielberg has also expressed his commitment to his work, stating he would have released a film without changes even if it meant a stricter rating. Additionally, he once considered adapting a story about alien-induced paranoia for a film segment, but decided against it due to the complexities of filming at night with children and the need for special effects, especially after a tragic incident during another segment's production. Instead, he chose a different story that better suited his vision. Steven Spielberg's work spans various roles and genres, reflecting his adaptability in the film industry. In the adventure film The Goonies, Cyndi Lauper's theme song video, which Spielberg helped produce, is a mini version of the movie itself, featuring the original cast and a blend of music and storytelling. Spielberg's insights on another film, as shared in a documentary about Stanley Kubrick, reveal his perspective on how movies can be perceived differently by audiences and creators. His cameo in The Lost World Jurassic Park as a popcorn-eating man is a fun fact, but it's his approach to directing that stands out. He avoided rehearsals for the film, believing that the initial interactions between actors bring a unique and genuine quality to their performances. This method captures the spontaneity and authenticity he aims for in his films. Steven Spielberg was set to direct a project, but switched to work with Tom Cruise on Minority Report, passing the initial project to Jan de Bont. In Saving Private Ryan, Tom Hanks suggested a change to his character's speech, which Spielberg agreed to shorten. For The Lost World Jurassic Park, Spielberg chose a design for the T-Rex that featured distinctive traits like larger brows and a scarred face to make it stand out, ensuring it was visible even in dark scenes. In the process of bringing a popular book to the big screen, Steven Spielberg decided to leave out 2 intense scenes. The first involved small dinosaurs attacking children, which he found too frightening. The second was a thrilling chase with the T-Rex and the main characters by a river, which was cut due to budget constraints. These scenes were later modified and used in the sequels. Spielberg also held back the home video release of the film, wanting it to remain a special theater experience, similar to how families remember The Wizard of Oz. Despite the potential loss in profits, Universal Pictures respected his decision. This choice led to the film becoming highly pirated, and after years of complaints from families who encountered poor quality copies, Spielberg allowed its video release in 1988, which then saw great success. Additionally, this film was born from Spielberg's earlier attempt to create a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which did not come to fruition. Steven Spielberg's journey as a producer saw him create a variety of films early on, with his 4th production following I Want to Hold Your Hand, Continental Divide, and Used Cars. His path crossed with Michael Crichton when he gave him a tour at Universal Studios, a meeting that would lead to their collaboration on the groundbreaking Jurassic Park. In creating the film, Spielberg faced challenges like making the Dilophosaurus appear realistic. Instead of walking, the dinosaur was shown stationary due to technical difficulties with movement. Spielberg aimed for a dramatic effect in the rain scene, using every available fire hydrant to create a downpour. Despite the challenges, including Wayne Knight's tough time filming in the mud and rain, Spielberg believed the scene could have used even more water to enhance the effect. Steven Spielberg's decision-making in casting and directing shows his dedication to his films. Moved by Ralph Fiennes' portrayal of T.D. Lawrence, Spielberg chose him for the role of Amangarath, reflecting his admiration for the classic film Lawrence of Arabia. His hands-on approach during the Omaha Beach scene, where he operated the camera himself, is a testament to his involvement in bringing realism to the screen. Spielberg's commitment to his vision was further evident when he postponed filming to ensure the participation of the actors he wanted, like Sir Richard Attenborough and Sir Sam Neill, demonstrating his willingness to wait for the right cast to bring his movies to life. Steven Spielberg, known for his creative vision, made a cameo as a popcorn-eating man in the Lost World Jurassic Park. During a complex scene involving a Tyrannosaurus Rex nest, actors were puzzled by Spielberg's direction to swat at the air. He later revealed that digital flies would be added later. His ability to blend practical and digital effects is evident in this anecdote. Spielberg praised Pete Postlethwaite's performance, calling him the best actor, showing his respect for his colleagues' talents. Spielberg's collaboration with Chris Columbus began with Gremlins and continued with the Goonies and Young Sherlock Holmes, reflecting 2 years of productive teamwork. Spielberg's trust in Columbus led to him being asked to write Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. Despite previous collaborations, Columbus felt overwhelmed working with Spielberg and George Lucas. His experience on The Last Crusade taught him to trust his instincts and not be overawed by others in the industry. And as Ed Sheeran's journey to potentially star in Schindler's List highlights the unpredictability of casting. Despite a promising meeting with Spielberg, Sheeran returned to Poland only to learn that Liam Neeson had been chosen for the role. This story underscores the competitive nature of film casting and the factors beyond an actor's control. Sheeran's experience, although not leading to the starring role, still resulted in his participation in the film as a German officer. Steven Spielberg's work on Band of Brothers reflects his dedication to telling stories of bravery and friendship during wartime. The series, co-produced with Tom Hanks, is based on the experiences of real soldiers, including Sergeant Frederick Fritz Nilland, and portrays the bond between Sergeant Warren Skip Muck and Nilland, who were close friends from Tonawanda, New York. Spielberg's commitment to authenticity extends to the soundscapes of his films. For Jurassic Park, he was involved in the development of DTS technology to ensure that audiences could experience the film's audio as intended. Despite being busy with Schindler's List, Spielberg collaborated closely with sound designer Gary Ridstrom, reviewing progress on weekends. His attention to detail is also evident in his cameo appearance in Gremlins and his production role in Super 8, which features Glenn Turman as a biology teacher, linking Spielberg's filmography through shared themes and collaborations. In the quiet moments after a movie ends, if it's a Steven Spielberg film, you might catch a special audio treat. For instance, at the end of certain films, there's a nod to his earlier work with a sound clip from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's a subtle homage to his own legacy. Spielberg's journey in creating E.T. was not without its challenges. He initially teamed up with Rick Baker, who was already engaged with an American werewolf in London. However, as the story evolved, so did the demands, leading to a disagreement over time and budget. This led Spielberg to explore other talents, reaching out to Chris Wallace and Rob Bottin, who were committed to other projects. Ultimately, Carlo Rambaldi, who had previously collaborated with Spielberg, joined the team and embraced the task with enthusiasm. On the set of Jurassic Park, Spielberg added a touch of humor during the filming of the T-Rex scenes. He would imitate the dinosaur's roar through a megaphone, prompting laughter from the cast. Sam Neill recalls the challenge of keeping a straight face during these moments, highlighting the lighter side of filming a tense and thrilling scene. Steven Spielberg has a unique connection to the props and settings of his films. For instance, he kept the 1973 Dodge Polar, a patrol car from Texas that was used and hijacked in one of his movies. He bought it after the filming was done, even with the bullet holes from the scenes. In another interesting tidbit, actor Jeff Cohen, who played Chunk in one of Spielberg's films, humorously remarked on a talk show that he was found by the director and his colleague Richard Donner in a less than glamorous situation, which led to his casting. Spielberg, known for his work on many original films, also made a rare appearance in a sequel that wasn't part of the Indiana Jones series. He had a cameo as a man eating popcorn in the Lost World Jurassic Park. In the world of film, real-life moments can sometimes find their way onto the screen. This happened during the making of one of Steven Spielberg's movies when two actors, Holly Hunter and Brad Johnson, had a mix-up with celebrity impressions. Spielberg found this mix-up so funny that he decided to include it in the movie. Spielberg's dedication to his work often reflects his concerns about the world. In the 1990s, he saw a rise in anti-Semitism and groups denying the Holocaust, which reminded him of the very hatred that caused the Holocaust. This pushed him to make a film that would tell the truth about this dark time in history, despite others suggesting he should just donate money instead of making a film they thought would be too sad. His talent and dedication have not gone unnoticed. In 2005, a well-known magazine in the United Kingdom named him the top director, recognizing his skill in making movies that leave a lasting mark on audiences and the industry. Steven Spielberg has directed many films that have become a part of our lives. From thrilling adventures to powerful dramas, his movies have moved and entertained us. Share your favorite Spielberg movie moments in the comments. If you enjoy discussions about great movies and the people who make them like this video, share it with friends and subscribe for more content that celebrates the storytellers who shape our entertainment. Your participation helps keep the conversation going.